Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of October 30th. If we haven't met, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If you want to support what I do, or if you have a situation you want me to take a look at, you'll find information on how to do that below. I'll be doing 5-card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith with Red Jasper, the Morgan Greer Tarot with Amethyst, and the Tarot de Marseille with Carnelian. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one, and you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, Group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. It's funny that my voice cracked a little, but hey. So, as usual, let's throw down all 5 cards. Well, this is a nice way to open things up. Okay. With the tower at the bottom of the deck, don't panic, Group 1. Let me just... This should be good for you. Yes, it is. Great. All right, Group 1. I'm going to make this reading I'm going to make this reading stand on its own, but I really do feel like this is a continuation of a reading that I gave last week. There was a very similar message last week, which also had the 10 of Swords and the Tower in it. And if I remember correctly, maybe the 7 of Cups. But regardless of this, something that I say a lot when the 7 of Cups comes up, upright or reverse, is to just pick a cup. And the part that I don't stress enough, which might be coming into play for you this week, Group 1, is even if you end up picking the wrong cup, that's not the end of the world. You can always just circle back, and now you can choose 1 cup from the remaining 6, proverbially, sticking with this metaphor here. And I think that the energy that I'm getting from this reading is one of discouragement after feeling that you made the right choice and coming to the fact that it might not necessarily have been. That's... I chuckled there because I know how annoying it would sound to me to say this, but that's a feature, not a bug. The thing is, the reason why the 7 of Cups energy leans so heavily on the confusion and the indecision is that this is what can stop you the most. If you pick the wrong cup, that's actually progress, whereas just standing there in front of these cups wondering which one you should pick, that's analysis paralysis, and that's the trap of this. Let's not forget, the card that follows the 7 is the 8 of Cups. So going forward with that journey to find the 9th cup, you know? And yeah, I understand how feeling like you played your hand correctly and, you know, getting disappointing results can be discouraging. But as long as you focus on the strategy that you are using, the strategy that you're building, the strategy that you're working, as long as that strategy allows for iteration and, you know, adjusting after getting feedback from your attempts at doing things, that would be the thing to lean on very strongly. Basically, you're being invited to... Actually, there are 2 main ways to read the 4 of Wands here. It's either an invitation to celebrate your wins, or it's an invitation to set intermediate milestones to choose from. Something that might... play into the potential discouragement of this energy here is one of, you know, setting a goal that's so big that any minor setback in the face of this goal, compared to this goal, can seem disheartening. If your goal is to end capitalism worldwide, then, you know, you're city mayor passing some law that you know, expands capitalism to your discontent or whatever, that could seem like a bigger deal than it would be if your goal was to, let's say, I don't know, get one of your capitalist friends to read the Communist Manifesto. I'm not this I picked an example of something that I'm not that knowledgeable about, but hopefully it makes sense within the context of this reading. So the Four of Wands is either telling you, or it could be both. The two main interpretations is to celebrate every win, and also to see having picked the wrong cup as progress. That's a very vital reframe to help you have the confidence to keep taking the leap. Even if you fall flat on your face the first leap, it doesn't mean that you will keep falling flat on your face if you jump off the cliff. You only need to fly once. Yeah. What else can I say? I have the feeling that there's something left on the table here. Oh yeah, and also to just make sure that you set, like, part of celebrating your wins comes in the form of giving yourself small goals where you can celebrate those wins. I was just having this conversation earlier today. I was talking about when I started doing morning pages. You know, the traditional classic lore of morning pages is you're supposed to write 3 pages. Well, I, first of all, dropped that down to 2. And second of all, I picked one of the smallest notebooks that I own. In comparison, in size, it was barely bigger than this card here, you know. It's one of those pocket notebooks. So the pages are super small. And I just wrote 2 pages in that tiny little notebook at first. And that's how I built the confidence and hand strength, honestly. My right hand is not used to writing this much. To eventually build towards, you know, letter size 3 pages. I doubt I'll ever get there because I don't really feel like it, but hopefully this applies to the situation. Yeah. I'll pull an advice card for you. I wasn't sure if I was going to, and it's the Devil reverse. Haha. Okay, now I'm gonna mention it. As a general rule of thumb, whenever a card flips over, immediately as I begin shuffling, I assume that it's for me. And the Devil reverse flipped over immediately. And given the reading here, I was hesitant to mention because I didn't want to go into this. I was hesitant to read the Devil reverse into this reading or not. But really, it's in the face of disappointments like this that the tiny little voice in your head that says, I'm such a loser. I always make the wrong choice. Why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep self-sabotaging myself? And all this stuff. It's very tempting to play into that energy and to use the fact that you picked the wrong cup once as proof that you are simply unable to pick the right cup. That's the best way to stay in this analysis paralysis. So keep picking wrong cups despite what the voice in your head says. This voice in your head, it thinks that it's protecting you, but it's actually keeping you stuck in this delusion, and it's preventing you from tapping into the blessing that is alluded in this Ten of Swords card right now. I don't feel like zooming in for some strange reason. I'm just going into it. But the hand on this character here is making a little blessing sign. And that's what the voice in your head might prevent you from doing, so that you can circle back, pick a cup, and take the next leap. So that is what I have for you, Group 1. Thank you very much. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, Group 2, let's see what we have for you for this week. A lot of static cling with these cards, but whatever. Let's see what we have. That's the Four of Swords reversed, Four of Wands, Page of Swords reversed, Ace of Cups, Emperor reversed with the Page. A lot of pages and fours Like these are 3/4s. Very interesting. All right, let me frame that for you. All right. All right, group 2. The overall message is, I think, pretty simple, but the only thing that complicates things a little is, being that this is a collective reading, I'm not sure if you're the mentor or or the protege, because obviously we have the emperor, the patriarch of the entire tarot, the leader, the boss man, whatever, and we have 2 pages symbolizing the newness and freshness, and obviously these 3/4s in a row is impossible to ignore. So I think that the having these 3/4s and 2 of them are reversed is a nod to structures and to keep an eye on the structures that you have in place. And part of this is, and now we're circling back to, I don't know if you're the emperor or if you're one of these pages, but here's the thing. Sometimes leaders make mistakes. Sometimes leaders make the wrong choice. But sometimes they make the wrong choice because they were honestly mistaken. Sometimes it's because they're incompetent. And I think that the energy here is one of a leader making an honest mistake. And someone in danger of reading into that, reading an honest mistake as incompetence. It leapt out to me right away that the Page of Swords reversed and the Emperor are facing away from each other, and the upright page at the bottom of the deck is facing the Emperor here, which is it nods to an opportunity for the mentor and the mentee or the protege to come to the table and figure out a way to revise the system for everyone's benefit. But that can only be done if the page here keeps faith in the noble intentions and competence of the emperor here. Again, everyone stumbles, and I think that the opportunity for bonding that lies between these 2 people is something that can lead to celebration, basically. So I would invite you, first of all, if you are the Emperor reversed, which in many ways I generally tend to read the middle card as the person I'm reading for, but it might not be the case for this one. But regardless, if you're the Emperor, just remember to be open to feedback, and maybe there was someone, a newbie in your team that proposed something that you immediately shrugged off. That might be a good opportunity to reinvestigate the options that you have. And if you're one of the pages here, I'm reading these 2 pages as being the same person, really, to be invited to go back to the Emperor and at least come with some kind of peace offering that you could figure out a way to get to the celebration here. But regardless, don't read too much into the mistakes of the past. I understand how the best predictor of future behavior is relevant past behavior. I totally get that. However, it's important that there's a path to retribution somehow. And if this mistake, whatever mistake that the Emperor makes this week or recently or whatever, that is the straw that broke the camel's back for you, so that you can just write this Emperor off as a lost case. The pointy-haired boss from Dilbert. Don't be so quick to hold on to that, or you might want to challenge that for this week. Because hey, and it's funny, I said this out loud while I was on pause. It's almost as if there was an eclipse going right into this week, so it's if you believe in that shit, it affects all of us, and if you don't, then I doubt you even made it this far in this video. But yeah, so I think that I covered everything. So thank you very much. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, group 3, let's see what we have for you for this week. Two sixes, that's nice. Of the numbers that you want to see in your reading, 6 is generally a good number. It's generally a number we're happy to see. There's a reason the Rider-Waite-Smith deck ended up the way it did. I'll put it that way. Yeah, this is good enough. Group 3, if you come here often and you often end up picking the Marseille deck, I'm starting to feel like I'm sounding like a broken record for the Marseille people, but this is looking like a potential breakthrough week for you. The change implied in the Five of Swords here, I think that the change is a result of integrating the successes that you've had in different areas of your life in order to harmonize this into a unique thing that you can contribute to bring forth into the world. And it's really fascinating to me that this Knight of Cups is the same suit as this Two of Cups, which is usually a card of two people coming together to create something bigger than the sum of their parts. Basically, that's the most basic, straightforward way of reading the Two of Cups. And the Marseille, at the origin of that isn't completely off base. So yeah, I think that whatever it feels like the beginning of a new chapter for you. It feels like whatever work that you've done up until this point, it's the successes that are downstream from that is what can cause the aha moment. This could have almost been an Ace of Swords in the middle of the cross here, to that you can finally understand what your place in the big projects that you want to bring into this world is. So yeah. If you've been feeling imposter syndrome lately, Group 3, this would be a week to really challenge that and to realize that everyone fakes it until they make it. And that's fine. And it looks like you're on the cusp of making it. Or at least it's a strong potential for you for this week. So I wouldn't shy away from that. And something I say all the time, because something that often leads to imposter syndrome is comparing yourself to others. So, and I know I sound like a broken record because I say this every time. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to yourself last week or last month or last year or however far back you have to go. I'm sure you've come a long way since then. I say it so much, I've started to fall into patterns of speech, so eventually I actually will sound like a broken record. But apparently it's something that people need to hear a lot, so yeah, I'll stand by it. So yeah, listen, enjoy your week, Group 3. It's looking like it's looking like one of those weeks for you where things are lining up for you. So, as always, if you liked your reading, please give this video a like. And if you don't want to watch me pick up your reading, you can use the timestamps below to jump ahead a couple seconds to the Oracle card portion. I'll see you there. All right. Hey, it's almost as if there was an eclipse going right into this week, eh? Some of y'all, it was really apparent in the cards, I'll put it that way. This is good. All right, Group A, your card is Revolution. This is I Ching hexagram number 49. And the key words are transformation, a radical change, give up the old to make way for the new, a quantum leap. Need I say more? There's one group in particular that if you chose this and you were rolling your eyes at me the entire time for this reading, for your reading, because I was saying, it's a blessing in disguise and all that shit. You can take this as as confirmation that maybe you should really be open to the potential that lies for you this week, whether or no matter how it looks on the surface. And I think that's true for a lot of people, actually. I had one group in particular in mind, but I just realized that what I just said, it fits well for all three groups because, you know, it's not like sunshine and lollipops and rainbows the entire time. It's not looking that way. It's looking like a big week. All right, Group B, your card is the 6th house, sustainability. Okay, I don't know if this was last week, but definitely the last time that I used this deck, I pulled this card. And I'm a very thorough shuffler. There's a reason I never do it on camera. If you want to see me, you can show up to my TikTok lives on Friday mornings. But regardless, sustainability, there are two aspects to this. There is how tenable is what I want to do in the long term. There's that aspect. And there's also, how do I need to show up to make sure that I'm able to continue showing up at the level that I need to keep showing up at, like in perpetuity. So sustainability also applies to the self, which is partly indicated by, you know, the lotus position and the 7 chakras and all that shit. So yeah, keep that in mind because the 6th house also is the house of health. That's one of the meanings of the house. Group C, your card is first quarter moon in Scorpio. Release your blocks. Let me stare at this card for a second. Yeah, it's funny because I think the main message for the people who chose this card is that sometimes there are things that we do reflexively to get in our own way. And I think that for you, you're being invited to really pay attention to that. To really question your knee-jerk reactions to things, especially if it's cynicism or some feature of saying, oh, this isn't possible for me, or that kind of thing. I would really double down on challenging those thoughts this week if I could. Obviously, it's easy to say, difficult to do, but yeah, I think that that would be the best way to, because for some of you, your blocks might turn into self-fulfilling prophecies for this week, even though there is potential for this to be a huge transformational week in the positive for most of you, even though some of you, it might not feel that way. So yeah, try to double down on the fact that you can have what you want and that you're not a loser. Yeah. Group D, your card is creativity. Well, I don't know what to add to this. I think that the message for you for this week is to find new and interesting ways to do things. Be open to experiment. If you want to try something different and you get pushback, this might be a week to hold strong on your case. Always being mindful that you're a team and that you ultimately want the same things that your peers want. If this is applied to work, you know. Yeah, honestly, go out there and experiment. Go out there and experiment, and remember that sometimes the biggest opportunities for creativity isn't in inventing something completely new. It's in finding ways to combine things that we wouldn't normally think can be combined, like peanut butter and chocolate. Hey, that was a mic drop right there. So I'm going to end the video there. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give this video a like. It really does help out the channel a lot. And yeah, I hope y'all have a great week. Take care of yourselves and each other. I'll see you soon.